our priority is really ARM. Kasi in terms of yung Human Development Index,
Opo.
dun po ang kahirapan sa Pilipinas, pinakamalala po sa area na yon. And especially in terms of the status of women. But again, it's we have to make sure that yung aid, for example, pumunta sa mga kababaihan na nangangailangan, hindi sa mga dato or yung mga heads who will keep the money for themselves. But we actually have quite a lot of success stories, not just in southern Philippines, but in Caraga, in actually all over the country. And after 5 years, pag natulungan na po yung mga naitulungan namin, there were some who go on to develop their own personal businesses, and especially those who we help in terms of microfinance. Yeah.
Since you touched about the microfinance Asec, may we talk a little about the APPs of NAPSI? Like one is the microfinance special projects. Can you probably tell us, our listeners and our viewers, sino yung mga partners or donors na tumutulong sa atin to be able to implement this, like yung microfinance special projects?
Well, actually at the moment, as far as I know, that project is on hold. But kasi microfinance primarily focuses on as I was saying, yung parang opportunity poor, yung mga entrepreneurial poor. So this is more like the C class. And so originally that was a priority of NAPSI, but the more we saw how many severely poor people there were, Secretary Rocamora made the decision that while we support microfinance in other agencies, for now, we want to focus on DNE. Sila po ang parang pinaka-priority namin ngayon. So, we do have international partners. I believe we've worked with UNDP, we've worked with ADB, but at the moment, we're more interested in DNE.
So, what projects are naka-line up for this segment of society, the D&E sector? Like the tubig, malinis na tubig and others?
Yeah, we have like, for example, we're trying to provide water for waterless municipalities, because there are actually quite a few municipalities where they don't have access to water. So, we're partnering with the ILG and DOH. We do have, as I said, yung CCTs, which is a big priority for us. We do, as I said also, we're trying to develop coconut, because we want agriculture to be more competitive. You see, the thing about agriculture is that it doesn't necessarily yield a lot of revenue to the country. I mean, relative to the other sectors, it's not the case that there's necessarily big money to be made in agriculture. But the thing about agriculture is that it provides labor and employment and therefore income. So that's why we are interested in competitive agriculture. Another thing is we're working very hard with DOLE on emergency employment assistance. So, ang gusto po namin, for example, pag victims of disaster and calamities, instead of building roads using infrastructure and heavy technical expertise, we try to choose a system that is more labor intensive, para mas maraming human labor po ang magagamit. That way, yung mga victims ng mga calamities and disasters, kahit papaano, mabibigyan po sila ng
source of
labor.
income.
Yes.
Okay. Asec, sa puntong ito, may tanong tayo mula sa isa sa mga provincial stations ng Philippine Broadcasting Service. This question is from Andre Amadeo, Station Manager of Radyo ng Bayan, Baguio City, DZEQ, Baguio. Andre, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Alan. Good morning, Maju. Magandang umaga rin po kay Asec Shahani. Meron po akong dalawang questions para po kay Asec Shahani. At ito yung may comment po dito sa mga regional agencies. Dito po kasi sa Cordillera Region ay wala po kaming nakikita na regional office ng NAPSI. Hindi ho ba kayo mahirapan, ma'am, na tugunan o kaya i-monitor ang lahat ng mga regions all over the Philippines kung wala po tayong mga regional agencies? Ang pangalawang question ko po ay ano po yung pong anti-poverty program na nakalaan para po dito sa Cordillera Region? Thank you po.
Okay, thank you. Andre Amadeo of Radyo ng Bayan, Baguio City. Asec, ma'am.
Andre, actually maganda pong tanong yon at tama po kayo. We really need to have regional agencies because it would make our work and our life much simpler. Unfortunately, we don't have the funds for that right now, but that would be ideal. With respect to the Cordillera, that's another good question. That's another priority area of ours. But we're in the process of developing what we call an economic geography. So nagmamapping po kami na like what are the needs where, who needs what, and what kind of help. And sa Cordillera po, marami pong mga indigenous peoples. So they're definitely a priority and we meet with them on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. So we do, and as far as I know, the CCTs in the area are also a big priority. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Andre, for that question. Asec, you made mention earlier about our coconut farmers. Isang sektor ng, sa mas malaking sektor ng agriculture na base ho sa mga pag-aaral ninyo sa NAPSI ay nananatiling mahirap pa rin yung mga coconut farmers natin. But considering maraming mga produkto naman ang pupwedeng makuha sa mga coconut trees natin ngayon,
Yes.
Ang kailangan lang, ma'am, ay kumbaga may technology transfer dun
Yes.
sa mga nandoon para
Yes.
ma-equip sila with the knowledge and skills na makapag-produce ng iba't
Yes.
ibang mga produkto. Sa aspetong ito ho ba meron ding mga binibigay na assistance ang NAPSI, like o itong komunidad na ito, coconut farmers, pero maliban dun sa bunga ng niyog o kopra, they can probably do some handicrafts made from coconut fiber o coconut leaves, yung mga ganun po.
Definitely po. Definitely. But again, ang view kasi ng NAPSI, ayaw po namin yung sulong ng sulong na hindi pinag-aaralan yung ginagawa namin. So, marami po kaming kinoconsult na mga technical experts
Opo.
na nagbibigay po sa amin ng advice of what type of secondary and tertiary products, whether it's coconut oil, whether it's X, whether it's Y,
Yes,
and what will be the market for that product. How do you sell that product and to whom? So we're definitely studying this now, but I think at the moment, this is something that we have to, we're doing it in coordination with DA, DENR, with DAR, with coconut authorities. I mean, it's not something that only NAPSI is doing. But it's a very exciting area because it's potentially a source of income
Yes.
for the poorest of the poor.
Asec, while we understand that these studies could take a while, no? Pero meron bang time frame tayong siniset na like for the next how many years dapat meron na tayong database on such and such? Is there such a projection?
Yeah, in fact, we have a matrix at NAPSI where everybody is expected to, kasi iba-iba pong project ang pinag-uusapan natin, di ba? So, iba-iba naman ang mga deadline. ng bawat unit. But what's good about Secretary Rocamora is that he really made sure that the agency made a matrix so that every unit is answerable. So, for example, the basic sector unit, they handle the coconut, and they're telling us when they're going to be, when they feel they will be completed. In terms of the water project that's handled by the macro policy unit, meron din po silang deadline. So, yeah.
Medyo nakakagulat na malaman na yung ating mga coconut farmers and yung community, no, that depend on coconut for livelihood, ay medyo napapag-iwanan because parang bata pa tayo, we know by heart na the coconut is a tree of life.
Yeah.
And sad to note na marami pa rin tayong kailangang malaman about it, ano. And marami tayong coconut. I come from the Quezon province, so alam ko yon na parang grade school pa ata ano na yon, pinag-aaralan na yung mabuti. But then again, it's nice to know na you are doing something about it, and most of the government agencies are helping this basic sectors, na yung kasali dyan sa sector na yan, to cope and to make the most of what they have.